Leon Edwards had been inactive for 600 days. The fight night bout ended in a no contest due to an eye poke. And still, Edwards should be the next contender for the title, and we'll tell you why next. Welcome back, bow throwers. This is Throwing Bows. I'm Jose, and I'm here with Maria.
Hey, everybody.
And I'm here with John.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
All right, as always, if this is your first or if this is your 80th episode of watching us, as always, we take care of business first. Please like our work below. We work really hard at it. We appreciate all the likes we can compile. And then also subscribe to the channel. There should be a little bell somewhere around there that Maria animated. Please hit that and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. Leon Edwards had come back after a long layoff. And in my opinion, I think Dana had actually forgot he existed. I think he just got trapped in COVID UK or something like that. I think he was just like, yeah, forget it. There's this guy. He's on like a 9-win shot. Who cares?
Prime Minister looks like Nick Nolte.
Yikes.
Well, there's that
looks
too.
Like Gary Busey.
Gary Busey. Good call out. He was scheduled to fight everyone, got a signing to fight Chimaev. Chimaev had to withdraw, and Muhammad stepped in. And so, with that being said, that led us to this fight night with Belal Muhammad getting a chance at possibly catapulting himself up to the top 5, at least, bare minimum. So, here we go. John, we're beginning to live in a time of ring rust doesn't exist. This is what all the fighters are beginning to say. This is their new thing. They heard Dominic Cruz say it once, and now they're all just taking it. It doesn't exist, but somehow they all still think it exists anyway. It's like the boogeyman, all right? It's like John Wick. But on paper, right, exactly. On paper, Belal shouldn't be fighting Edwards at this stage of his career. Was Edwards' layoff long enough of a reason to give Belal a fighter's chance in your mind?
I do. I think so. I think ring rust is a real thing. Okay. I think a lot of fighters and coaches will say things in interviews, and armchair fighters, trolls, journalists, analysts, fighters who are now journalists and or analysts, and us sometimes latch on to things and take them as gospel when people don't know any better.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think he was a perfect fighter for Edwards to fight due to his inactivity. He was ranked number 16. You hadn't fought in forever. You were locked in COVID. You were in lockdown.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Leon Edwards was a world beater before lockdown. He was a decision machine. Oof. Let's be honest. Oof. He's not moving the needle. And I would argue, not saying that he wasn't the more talented fighter between the two of them, but okay. I think the quick turnaround was more of an issue than the talent level.
Oh, okay. All right, we're starting this episode spicy, I see. Okay, so let's see what your counterpart has to say. Maria, Belal said all of the right things in taking this fight. Beating Edwards, Belal thought would make him a top contender. And would you have wanted to see Belal against Usman if he had beaten Edwards?
No, absolutely not. Oh. I think that it would have put him a step closer to that fight, but okay. I don't think it should have been, I beat Leon Edwards, I should then have the next title shot. Like no, and I love Belal Muhammad. He's a fantastic fighter. I think that he will get that title shot someday, but this would not have been the right way to do it. I still think you've got Chiesa, you've got Maya, you've got Magny, like you've got some guys that are in front of him that definitely should have that opportunity to maybe go against Edwards or another top 5 guy and then potentially be a contender for the belt. Okay. Nah.
got you. I see how you skirted around Thug Jesus and Chaos Covington, but that's okay. We'll get to
Listen,
that in a minute.
you've got them on there. I've got thoughts, so trust me, we'll get there when we get there.
All right, I just want to make sure don't ever be scared to say our Lord and Savior Masvidal. All right, here we go. A vicious eye poke ends the fight early. It's declared a no contest because Herbie stated it was unintentional. Herb, you were making my job so goddamn difficult, Herbie. What? Okay. All right. Herbie had warned Edwards in the first to watch his fingers when he had already poked Belal. And so, Maria, we're going to play a little good cop, bad cop, or prosecutor in defense here. You're going to be the good cop. Herbie was right to declare it a no contest. You're defending that.
He was absolutely right to declare it a no contest. All right. First and foremost, everyone knows, and Leon even said it after the fight, that, it was kind of Belal's fault for coming in as he was setting up his kick, which is why his hands were there. So, just like our actual judicial system here in the States, we never believe the victim. We always victim shame, and we always find all the reasons that it was the victim's fault that something happened to them. So Herb was doing exactly what he should have done by making Leon feel better. Because even in the ring and then afterwards, everybody was consoling Edwards because he felt so bad about what happened.
You're not selling your audience. You're like, this is a terrible sell.
No, it's the right sell, because right is right, and everyone knows that if a fighter says they didn't mean to do it, it's not intentional, and it should definitely have been a no contest. Yep, that's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Let me see if I can.
Right. Thank you, Johnny Cochran. Okay. So then, John, you get to be the bad cop here, which is not going to be that hard. Herbie should have disqualified Edwards because he had already warned him. That is what you're basically saying. Go. The mic is yours.
Yes, he certainly should have. Considering that in a lot of places that we can use the rules meeting as your first official warning. Because that's what I would do when I was running a rules meeting.
Okay.
Just because we specifically don't go over a particular rule in this meeting, your ignorance of it doesn't mean you won't get hit for it. So if you have questions, please come. If you don't want to ask them here after we're done, come up and ask. But I can guarantee you that the fingers was something that was talked about. He gave him one warning. He's really required to give him no warning. So he could have, if he would have assessed it, depending upon how he could have intentional, non-intentional, a stern warning, 1 point, nope, 2 points, disqualification. So I think he probably should have deducted a point. Absolutely.
No. Okay. All right.
But he was sorry, John. He was so sorry.
We're moving on, Maria. You are not a good defense. You are not a good defense attorney. Like Leon Edwards would do better with, I don't know, like anybody other than you. Heaven.
Yeah, because I can't defend that shit.
Oh my gosh. All right. So before we continue, let's give Belal the respect of stepping up to fight a dangerous top-ranked opponent in Edwards.
Absolutely.
No one else was going to step in. And listen, Edwards at least said that, right? And even Dana may have hinted to it a little bit too. Like when it was open, like nobody stepped up. Once we found out Chimaev got COVID, no one really stepped up to fight Edwards again. So it looked as if it wasn't Belal that stepped up, we could be 700 and counting here for Leon Edwards. So Maria, Thug Jesus Masvidal hasn't fought since July 2020. Gamebred is waiting on what for his next fight?
We have breaking news. He's waiting on his title shot at 261. Did we forget about that part?
Boy, Goodbye. Okay, and look, but I'm going to tell you what he's really waiting on, though. John's on to something. What he's really waiting on is for anybody, to beat Kumaru Usman so he actually has a chance at that
No,
belt.
what I just said is actually happening.
Is he?
It's official now?
Yeah, UFC 261 in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh my god.
Well, then the second question don't even matter. No, I'm joking.
My god.
Well, then,
okay.
Maria,
Can I ask
real
a
quick.
question?
No, hold on. Before you ask that question, let's really take the time to consider what just happened, everybody. We spoke Thug Jesus' name in real life, and he turned the water into wine. This is, oh my gosh. This could be the one, folks. This could be the one. Go ahead, Maria. What is your question?
Was I the only person that saw, Usman Masvidal won and felt like he was completely outclassed in that fight?
That was
I don't want to hear stop
fight.
it because before he used the short fight excuse, it was I stay ready. I'm on my game. I stay ready. Well, you stay so fucking ready, why did you go out there and lay the major fucking egg that you laid? Don't think.
Have you ever flown internationally in a matter of a few days to get ready for a fight? You've never
not ready for a fight, but I had to do that shit for work. Yes.
Yeah, and as soon as you got off the plane, no one escorted you to the arena and got your ass ready to fight. Okay, so
they escorted me to meetings, and I had to act like I cared. This is some bullshit, and I don't think. This is ridiculous.
No, this is amazing. This is great. And this is what puts asses in seats. And this is what moves the dial. So, all right. Good question, Maria. John, here's your question.
Uh-oh.
Another top contender, your friend, Chaos Covington. He has not fought since September 2020. He only fought once in all of 2020. Colby is waiting on what for his next fight? Because it ain't the title.
I know the answer. Go ahead, John.
I think he could be waiting from writers on who his next character is going to be. Because his time at Total Nonstop Action, just sitting there, looked like a Doug, like he soaked it all in like a sponge. So I'm assuming he's working on what his next stick is going to be. With that being said, I would not mind him seeing fighting Chiseo or the Wonder Boy.
Ooh, Wonder Boy could be good. Wonder Boy could be a good matchup. I personally hope that the writers make him like a barber, and then they give him like big shears, and then his knockout move is the sleeper hold. Let's bring that back, folks. Good call. So here's where we stand with welterweight top contenders. The champ is not wrong. He may be a little dry in his delivery, but that don't make him less right. Most don't seem like they want to fight to like sort things out. So it's not like Masvidal and Covington were actually any closer to really trying to figure out who the number one contender is. It's not. It's just this. They're all just sitting there looking at each other, and no one wants to fight. So Edwards has not lost since 2015. The last loss he had was a unanimous decision to Usman. So Edwards has been trying to run that back since, that's about almost going on 6 years now. So John, next guy Kumaru defends his belt against, are you taking Edwards or the field? But I guess that question really doesn't matter anymore now, does it?
Not at all. Taking the field.
All right, so then let me ask you this question. Thug Jesus, Kumaru, whoever wins, Edwards is the next guy.
No, absolutely not. He's not the next guy. Doesn't deserve it.
Woo. We are being so harsh.
Hey, decision machine. How about you beat somebody in the top 10?
It's tough when everyone's dodging.
I can. You know what? Let's be honest here. I can now see why, having watched the weigh-in and the face-off, why Masvidal walked over there and three-piece and sodaed his ass. because he is a smug prick and deserves to get his face punched at every opportunity. And I personally, as a fan, will pay to watch it happen. So,
What I will
you know,
say is this,
give him
and
Covington.
I like that. What I will say is this: you have to almost excuse our British fighters for a little bit of their smugness. Okay, I mean, you kind of got to learn to love it. You know what I mean? Bisbing, little smug. You love to hate the guy. Dan
I
Hardy,
can't.
little smug. Love to hate the guy. Hey, there's something to be there. There's something about it. That panache. All right. So,
Yeah.
Maria, do you think then that Edwards should be fighting Thug Jesus once Thug Jesus dethrones the champ at 261?
I want to know what fucking drugs you are smoking that you think that Thug Jesus is dethroning the champ. That said, I agree with John. I would love to see Edwards Covington. I think that's the fight to make.
Okay.
I don't want to take anything away from his 9-0 run. I don't want to take anything away from the fact that he was out not because he chose to be, but because he had injuries and illness and everything. Like, it's really hard for these guys when they've done everything to be at a certain point, and then something terrible that's really out of their control happens that kind of derails them. So that said, I think it's a little unfair to say that he doesn't deserve a title shot, because he kind of does based on his record. But to John's point, but it'd be nice if you could finish somebody, because I can at least name at least one or two fighters that everybody in that top 5 is finished. And I don't have any for you, bud. So, yeah. Yeah, give him Covington. Hopefully they'll knock each other out. I'd be happy with a double knockout, but if that didn't happen, and it probably wouldn't, because real world, I think that that's a good challenge for him. Actually, Covington's going to come forward. Covington is not going to give him a lot of space. He likes space. Could be
Covington
interesting.
Is going to maul him.
All right. Listen, you guys are the type of people. You guys are the type of people who, like, when you don't like either fighter, will sit there and hope that they both double heel hook each other and that they both tap simultaneously, and Herb doesn't know what to do to call the fight. So
I just got to figure out which one I like less and can look at myself in the mirror when I bet money on them. So that's all.
Oh man, one day
that's all that requires.
I was going to say, one day that line's going to be so good, you're going to have to bet McCookies. You're going to have to bet it. So,
I mean, but I have a quick question for you, Jose, though. With the Masvidal Usman fight now official, like, are you going to do anything? Because I know you do, like, you like really breaking out certain things. Are you going to do anything about how incredibly boring and lame the buildup for that fight's going to be? Because Usman has like no mic skills, and Masvidal sounds like your drunk Latino cousin who won't shut the fuck up before they all get knocked out.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now.
I'm a Latina, I can say that.
My drunken Latino cousin deserves to have cameras following them. So even if Usman brings nothing to this table, I could literally start a YouTube, TikTok, Instagram reels just around my drunk cousin, because that is interesting, and you want to see that. You want to see that.
Absolutely, I do.
You think that's enough? Because I felt like with the Covington fight, it was different, because Usman really hates Covington, and it was a whole lot of I'm just going to show you, I'm going to show you, and then he showed you. Like, that's going to be boring if he does it.
But there's something that we're not realizing about that one too, is that at the time that fight was happening, there was such like everything that was going on. We had a campaign. Yeah. He was playing one side, Usman was flying the other. Like, it just made sense. And like Usman's dry personality, really, he wasn't required to do a whole lot of work, because the climate at the time was driving.
Did it for him? Yeah, that's fair.
Did it for him?
Exactly. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. All right. No, Usman cannot sell a pay-per-view, but it was the reason why once Masvidal got on that damn thing in Fight Island, that is like in the top 10 of most sold pay-per-views so far in Dana's history. And it wasn't because Kumaru Usman's name's on that. So listen, I'll give this to you. Possibly And more than likely, Usman is going to leave a mushroom stamp on Doug Jesus's forehead. But I'm not going to lie to you. I like dumpster fires. I don't just like watching the dumpster fire once it's already started. I like seeing everybody putting things into the dumpster, taking it. I like seeing the whole process of the dumpster fire.
Yes.
I don't want to just get there. All right. I want to see how it all goes down. And so, as we get ready to see Usman put a tramp stamp on Doug Jesus, I just want to see the shit talking that is going to lead up to this tramp stamp that is going to be taking place. So, yes, I am going to watch. I am going to watch the UFC countdown. I am going to watch all the embeddeds. I am going to watch everything. I may even watch him even talk to Ariel Helwani. But yeah, even that is saying a lot. So what I will say
Brett
is this.
Akamoto.
You can keep that shit. That's not even the fight I want to see from 261. It's a
All
damn
right,
shame.
man. All right. Let's pump the jets here. So, all right. So, yes, to answer your direct question, I am still going to watch the buildup. I am still going to love every second of it. I am going to filter that sucker out. I'm going to triple distill that, and I'm going to watch that dumpster fire all the way until the ambers burn down. Because I already know how it will end. But I'm going to, I'm not going to allow myself to let the ending spoil the ride. Period.
All
The
right.
end.
Fair
there
enough.
you have it. All right. So with that will do it for this breakdown on, even though we talked about Doug Jesus, Leon Edwards' fight with Belal Muhammad, we really did not. I mean, but listen, guys, if you go back
we had
and
to
do
talk
it right
about somebody that people would, enjoy hearing about, because Edwards ain't going to do it for him.
I was gonna say, listen, it's true, guys. If you clicked on this and you are the Leon Edwards fan, good for you. We appreciate it. You're in the minority. So with that being said, right? Or is that a slow clap? Thanks for tuning in. That was our take. Please like our work below. And also subscribe to our channel. Ringing bell should be somewhere around there. Leave a comment to let us know what you think, whether we're dead on. And listen, it doesn't only have to be about Leon Edwards. We talked about a lot of people. So if you're a Colby Covington fan, how's things in Kansas going?
He's got to have him out there.
There's got to be somebody that likes chaos. And then hit us up on Twitter at Bo's Throwing. Again, at Bo's Throwing. If you want to discuss anything in the world about MMA. As we've said, Bellator is getting ready to start up. We'll talk Bellator with you. But again, if you want to talk bare knuckles fighting, John's watching that too. So you just let him know. He'll talk about that.
I love everything.
He'll talk about that COVID infested promotion. But anyway, so that is it. Thank you so much for your time. And with that, we'll get out of here. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.